Hi, I'm Allison.
Hi, I'm Justin.
And you're listening to the Otterly Owlsome podcast. Who knows what we'll talk about?
Because he looks just like him. Into my mind, he looks just like him.
Yeah.
So, well, welcome. We're here for episode number 58. Can you believe it? We're 2 away from 60.
I know, it's crazy.
We're about to be senior citizens in the podcast world.
I mean, I feel like a senior citizen every day.
Just in general. You won't after you get your Peloton.
Well, I've been doing like a glutes and legs program, and I feel like the senior citizen walking. So.
From being sore.
The lactic acid or whatever.
Glutes and legs. Sounds like you need a massage.
So, David's going out of town, not this weekend, the following weekend. And so I am booking myself a spa day.
Ooh. You know, I should probably book a spa day in Vegas at some point before we get there. That way I have to do it.
Yeah. Now, I think I found the place today, but it's like, they have this lounge. But in the lounge, they have like a salt room, which is supposed to be like good for you. Like you sit in this salt room.
Warm, cold.
I assume warm. And then there's a like a sauna, like a dry sauna, but it's got like the infrared, which is supposed to be good for your skin. But then it's like a massage and a facial and stuff like that. But the massage is just like included, or the lounge thing is included.
I'm trying to get the little sparkly stuff off of my ears. Do you see it?
On the headphones?
Mm-hmm.
Your glitter? Yeah. You're like a vampire from Twilight.
I think most of it's gone. Yeah, okay. I think my shirt is different colors, so it's like it messed with the lighting a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Well, spa day. So when is the spa day going to be? This weekend?
Not this weekend, the following weekend. He's going to play golf with his friends at Pinehurst in North Carolina.
Oh, I was like, that sounds close by.
Yeah. He's flying into Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a 45-minute drive. But then he's going to see his mom and sister for a week since he'll be over there. So
Down in South Carolina.
I'll be solo.
Is this that big golfing tournament that he goes to every year?
No, the Masters, they were going, so because we used to live by the Masters, all his friends would come and stay at our house. Well, one of his friends won the lottery this year. And so they sold the tickets and are using the money from the tickets to go to Pinehurst because I guess it's expensive.
I think everything with golf is expensive.
Well, it's apparently one of the bougie courses. I don't know. I don't know anything about golf. We did go to the little golf, our local casino, one of the many, has a TopGolf golf suites. And so it's just like a room with a golf simulator in it. But what was cool is it also had soccer and football, which was nice because I beat David at soccer.
Oh, virtual games.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's like TopGolf, but instead of hitting a ball out into the field, it's just in the simulator in the room. But they had soccer and football and 2 others. One I didn't know what it was, and the other there were hockey sticks in there, so I assumed there was virtual hockey.
That could get dangerous.
We did the penalty kicks on soccer, and I won. So.
Nice. Well, you used to do that, right? So yeah. It all comes back naturally, right?
Well, I was I haven't kicked a soccer ball in a long time.
I got a soccer ball kicking question for you. Do you kick with your toes or the inside of your foot?
You hit with the laces. Well, it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're passing, you use your inside of your foot. If you're shooting, you use your laces. You never use your toe.
Ah, okay. It always looks like they're using their toes, but I was that's kind of jam your toes back into your foot.
No, you use your laces.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. I used to teach little kids.
Is that the little kids that form a mob around the ball and kind of
they're
around?
just this all over the place. But I used to coach in the summers, and it was hysterical because little girls would show up in overall, jean overalls and stuff, and I'd be I'd look at the parents, they'd be like, look, it wasn't worth it today. And I get it now. I was like a teenager. And I was like, you can't just like make them wear it. Now I'm like, I get it.
They're just going to wear what they wear. Yeah.
There are some days where it's not worth it. It's not your hill to die on that day. Some days it is, but some days it is not.
Bigger battles. Yeah. More strategic battles, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day I ran by a guy who was running in jeans. And I was like, I know it's cold out, but that's going to be some bad chafing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, we were ordering stuff on Walmart. You might have to edit this out. But we were doing our Walmart order. And I was looking up, it was either men's soap or men's deodorant. I can't remember. It was like Happy Nuts. It was like men's anti-chafing cream. I was cracking up at the name. It was, you know.
yeah. I use
any of that.
I think it's squirrel nut, something like that. Because there's Glide, and then there's the nut squirrel nuts or something like that. Yeah.
I was just good Happy Nuts. Okay.
We don't have to edit that out, right? We didn't swear or anything. I mean, you need chafing cream between your arms and, other non-private body parts.
That's fair. It was just the name made me chuckle. Because I'm secretly a 12-year-old boy that still finds that stuff hilarious.
Yeah. I do too. Yes. Oh, nut butter. That's what it was.
Oh, nice.
Nut butter is that one I have to edit out.
Did I ever tell you? So one of my favorite customers of all time, we all have our favorites, it happens, was a golf company. I won't say who. But we were doing implementation for them. And they were showing me like around their headquarters. And they were like, we're going to go over to...
You were right.
Yeah. There were several. But they were like, we're going to go over to the ball R&D department. And I'm like, okay.
Don't laugh.
And I cannot tell you how many times they said ball R&D. And by the end, I was like, okay, you guys are just messing with me now. And they were like, what? I was like, the ball R&D department? And they were like, oh my God, I didn't even think about it. And I was like, I guess when you hear balls all day long at a golf company, maybe you just become used to it. But I was like, oh my gosh.
The advisory consultant I'm working with on a project, we were going over application categories and enterprise architecture, and the customer had SaaS, corporate off the shelf version, PaaS, PaaS, and then they had XaaS, and the consultant says, I don't know what XaaS is. And I started laughing, and then no one else is laughing, so I had to get all serious again.
That's hilarious. I like that.
So you said it was slow last week before we started recording, but you had like a big day on Thursday, right?
We did. So Crossfuze was named the 2025 Consulting and Implementation Partner for Americas for the Elite category.
Whoa. Nice. I need that little sound like the like
a drum roll.
Drum roll. Oh wait, hold on. I think we have one. We can do this live.
Even though we already announced it, that's fine. Afterwards, drum roll. I still can't get my confetti to work, so. Okay. We won though.
Finally got to use one.
Yes.
Congratulations! Not everyone might know this, but you are over the delivery organization for the Americas at Crossfuze. So this is like all like your team getting on for this.
Our delivery team that worked their butts off doing great work. So yeah, I was very proud of them. That
is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We were floored because we submitted for several awards, and this is a big one. We the odds of us winning. We thought we were going to win the talent award because our team has just killed it. We have 7 PLAs. We were one of the first partners to get PLAs. We're one of 3 with the CSM, customer workflow specialization, like one of 3. Like there may be more now, but at the time when we got it, we were just one of 3. So we were like, oh, we'll get the talent one. Like we're a shoo-in for that. And then we got like the big one, and we were all like, ah. So
that's awesome.
I know, it was very exciting.
That's a long one. It's like 30 seconds long. So. That's awesome. Congratulations. Now, does it come with any like physical awards or in-person stuff at Service or at Knowledge?
Yeah, there's a dinner at Knowledge. I think they have people go on stage at Knowledge, if I remember from years past. And then we got a pass to Knowledge, and then of course we have all like the marketing stuff. There is there used to be like a physical trophy that goes to headquarters. One of my many hockey employees said that we should send it around like they do the Stanley Cup and let it live at everyone's houses. I was like, that's a lot of people to send it around to. So maybe we'll just like print everyone a picture.
That's awesome though. That's great. There's a lot of work goes into that, and Allison just mentioned the PLAs. Those are product line achievements, and that's a lot of work to get that as well. I think we have an episode where you were talking about like
probably
trying to get
as
that.
a refresher. You have to have so many deployments, so many certified consultants, and a 4.3 CSAT. So you have to be actively deploying the product with a good score, not just we deployed it.
Yeah.
And my team has to be certified in it. So
there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. A lot of work, a lot of tracking. And then the specialization is all that. Plus, you have to have so much net new ACV and customer stories, both internal and external. So we had to have customers willing to say we did a good job.
Wow. So. It's intense.
I know.
Now, is there like I know there is on the ServiceNow side, like a partner manager. Does Crossfuze have like someone who's doing all that, or is that what you do as part of your job?
That's part of my role, and then I have really great directors both here, and there's a really great director in EMEA who helps us kind of chase that down and make sure that they make sure we stay compliant, and then me and my counterpart kind of help clear roadblocks if people need like the time to go train or what have you.
Sure.
We all kind of own it in different ways.
So it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Team reward, team effort, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big team. And you're sort of part of the team.
Yeah.
So you need it too.
My CSATs haven't come in yet. We'll cross our
okay.
fingers for those.
I think your search is still tied to Crossfuze.
I don't think so. I think somehow in the transition, they all ended up on my other
That's okay.
MVP account. That's a part of the business now. Yeah.
It's a big week for us. You got MVP. We got
I know.
partner of the year.
It's just because we're all so good. We're all trying so hard. Yeah.
Hard work pays off. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Most of the time. I think when people... It's the people who like... And you've seen this probably before. Like they do the hard work for like the 2 weeks before something is due, and then get disappointed that they don't win or they don't get whatever. But what you're talking about, you can't do in the last 2 weeks. Like you have to be doing that all year long. So that gets paid off.
It does. And we haven't won an award since 2017 or 2019, I think they said. So
it's going to be all over your PowerPoint text.
They have cute little backgrounds. If I knew how to do them, I'd have one on.
They're a bit easier to do the backgrounds than they used to be.
Yeah, I know how to do it on Teams. I don't know how to do it here. But.
Here, there's on your camera setup, there's some background options. You go to that. I have a green screen, so I don't mess with it.
Mine, when I put the backgrounds on, it cuts my bun off and I look bald, so.
It doesn't respect the bun?
No, it doesn't. It's harder to see now with my shows.
Yes. It'll be interesting editing this time because I'm used to a different view.
Yeah.
Well, luckily you don't do this stuff anymore, where you like lean back and then you lean forward, and I'd look over at the.
I try to be very cognizant of my movement.
I'll be editing and like I'll get up and do something because I'm just listening, and I look back and I'm like, oh dang, her bun's gone again. But speaking of collaborating as a team, you came to my live stream last week.
I did, and you ignored me.
Well, let's announce here officially. So the reason I ignored you, I wouldn't really ignore you. I use a product called Social Stream Ninja. And the purpose of that is what it does is it looks at the comments that are coming in on the platforms you're streaming on, and it brings them into OBS Studio. It hits a little ding in my ear so I know a comment's been left, and I can click on it and it'll show up on the screen. So that's how it's supposed to work. I was using the standalone application for Mac instead of the Chrome extension in your browser because I didn't want the Chrome extension looking at all my stuff, right? Because you have to basically can do anything on your websites. And I was like, that sounds, like I don't want to do that. Well, apparently the standalone app isn't stable, and that's why there's having the issues. So after that, I installed the Chrome extension, and I'm keeping it disabled while I'm not using it, so I feel better about it. And so this Wednesday, I'll be doing it again, and I should have that problem fixed. Because there was a lot of chats on the live stream last week.
That one guy was...
To my Phil?
In it, yeah.
Yeah. He has his own channel called Phil Goes Deep.
Yeah, I saw the name.
Yeah. It's interesting stuff. He's very technical, like very...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, much deeper than even myself. So.
I don't remember what your answer to my question was, but...
What was your question? I don't remember your question.
It was because I really liked the collaborative work management space, but I was like, what if there was like a custom app that I work in along with, like if it's not extended from tasks, can it also show up there?
Yes. It was a weird way to get there. So it almost felt like a ServiceNow product guy was on the call with us because there was this guy, like he went and installed it in his PDI while we were.
Yeah.
So apparently with that, you can create your own columns on those rows. And when you create the column, you can reference any table in ServiceNow.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So then you just point it at whatever you're talking about, non-task table. And it bobs your...
I was just, if it hadn't been extended from task, I was like, will I be able to get to it?
Yes, you will. Yeah. So you liked the little workspace?
I had to drop halfway through for a meeting, but I was like, oh, because I was on LinkedIn for something, and I was like, he's live, I get to go.
And of course, the one time you're live and you're on, I don't see your comment.
That's why I texted. I'm quite ignoring.
And then I said on the stream, I'm like, she's texting me while I'm in a live stream. So, yeah, it's hard to like keep track of all the different stuff that's going during a live stream, but.
So with the collaborative work management, is that just a platform feature now?
Yeah, kind of. It's part of strategic portfolio management. That's why it's so task heavy. Yeah. But I did some research before the live stream. I pulled up the pricing guide that partners have access to, and it is a standalone SKU as well. So you can't just put it on the platform, but you can get it like. I don't want to say the price, but you can get it standalone if you want.
Yeah. Oh, I have a kind of funny story for you. So I think I told you a couple weeks ago, my best friend now works at a place with ServiceNow, right?
The HR person.
Yes. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, they have HRSD because of course they do. It's an HR department. Let me just tell you. She called me and was like, can we hop on a Teams call and you just like, there's things I don't understand and like our admin is busy and I have a meeting with them coming up, but like I need some help now. I was like, sure. I am so stressed for them. They aren't using HRSD. They have HR and incident. Payroll and incident. They have benefits and incident. So I'm sitting here and she's like, why are you so stressed? I'm like, Kelsey, you have PII. You have like all these things. And she's like, well, they said our stuff is on its own. So I was like, do me a favor. Go up in the left nav and do incident.list. Guess what? She saw every incident for every department. I said, now, this is obviously your login, but if you can see everything, then that's a really sloppy job of locking down security. Because in my mind, if they're going to set it one, they shouldn't do that because it's bastardizing everything out of the box for this, because everything extends this table. She's like, I don't know what you're saying to me. I was like, it's fine. Just trust me. I was like, but if your stuff is locked down, why can you see their stuff? Like, you shouldn't be seeing IT stuff.
Right.
And if you can see payroll, you told me you can't see payroll. They're right there. So she calls her boss. Her boss is like, I love your friend. I don't know her, but I love her. And so she went to IT and was like, hey, we can see all of these. How are you going to show me that you all can't see my stuff? And they're wanting to onboard all these additional groups. And I'm like, you all need to get out. Like, if you don't want to pay for HRSD, I get it. Totally get it. But at least stand up your own custom app that's scoped, where your stuff is not, one, you don't have to see all of IT's crap that you don't care about, but also you have the security you need. So the next day, she comes into work. She was like, my screen says security constraints now. I was like, that means they fixed it. And you obviously had your stuff exposed.
That's a pretty fast fix.
Well, when your whatever of HR finds out that their HR data is potentially visible to people who shouldn't see it.
Yeah.
It's what we call an emergency change. And I'm sure she was like, the IT department probably hates me. I was like, no, they hate me because I just showed you how to look up a lot of things.
And she just protected like every employee in the organization.
Exactly. And so I showed her, she was trying to figure out how to sort the date column. I was like, just click on it. She was like, what? I was like, just click on it. And she was like, oh my God. But then I showed her visual task boards. Just mind blown. So she showed her boss. Her boss was like, we've had this the whole time.
And they're even better in the next experience, as you saw.
I know. And she was like, my boss loves. She was like, well, then she should hire us to come fix what's apparently a lot of issues. I said, also, you're using like 4 deprecated products. They're still using Service Portal. They're still using Agent Workspace. What was the other one? And something else. But I was like, these are not even supported by ServiceNow anymore. She didn't even know they had a portal. And found out that like if I opened a ticket, I could see my own ticket on the portal. She was like, what? No. So, needless to say, it was a fun phone call for me. But I still was like, I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. And then they had asked for their incidents, which just still stresses me out. Says they're from IT. And I was like, well, you can change the label to look like it. And she was like, well, they told us we couldn't. I said, well, you can. You can all. And she was like, and we want our own footer because the footer points to like the IT information. I was like, yeah, you can do that too. She was like, what? She was like, well, they told us we couldn't. I said, you can't. Like it's configurable. It's not even a customization. Like you just go like fill out some drop downs. She was like, oh my God, I'm putting that on my boss's list.
Like lesson learned, you can do anything in ServiceNow. Some things you probably shouldn't, but yeah, it's
like they'll do all these things they shouldn't be doing, but they won't let her have her own footer. Right. It requires 0 customization.
Sounds like a ServiceNow team needs maybe more resources or a partner.
Yeah. Well, that's why I told her, I was like, well, give your boss my number. We can help. But then her other thing is like, they want to be able to email outside of just the additional comments, which is fine. Whatever. I guess with HR stuff, that's normal. And so she was like, well, I can't do XYZ. I was like, well, just have them create a quick message for you. And she was like, okay. And she was like, is that all I should need to say? I was like, yeah, just tell them, hey, can you create a quick message? Here's what I want in it. They didn't even know what a quick message So I was like, okay. I was like, I don't think you will get the help you need. So
I saw when I was going through the Yokohama stuff that some of that email capabilities that they have in the workspaces now, because they've been really putting some cool features in there. They're actually making it, bringing it to the legacy UI. Because if you open a case in the legacy UI, not in the workspace, it's really hard to figure out how to email somebody from there. Like, it's almost impossible. So apparently with Yokohama, that's coming.
And from like the quote unquote backend, not the workspace, like you can't add in like variables from the form. And I think you can in the workspace, can you?
Yes, I know you can when you're designing the quick messages, but I'm pretty certain.
That's why I told her she needed quick messages because they don't have workspaces. So I was like, you need them to set up a quick message, and you can have them for all these different things. And she was like, they're not going to do that. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I feel like I want to see her list, and then I want to go create videos for everything on her list to like get her excited.
I know. Well, no, I showed her HRSD in one of our demo instances.
Was she blown away?
Because one of the groups they're about to onboard is one of the out-of-the-box COEs. And so I was like, yeah, they already have like a COE. And she's like, what's a COE? And I was like, oh, okay. So
wait a second. So they're onboarding an HR Center of Excellence to incidents? Oh my gosh.
And but what was funny is the next day she goes, they told me, don't worry, we're going to set them up just like payroll. And I told them I could see payroll, so they shouldn't be setting them up like payroll. And then I really blew her mind because the next day she was trying to send this email. And so I showed her how she could do like the print friendly version to just download it to send an email since she can't get the variables in. And she goes, all of these fields are here. And I was like, oh, go hit the ellipses and you can customize the form how you want it to look. She was like, what? Like, and so I guess she told her boss, she was like, I learned more in 10 minutes talking to her than the hour I spent with our ServiceNow person. I was like, oh.
Welcome to ServiceNow.
I was like, that's sad. But I'm all kinds of stressed because where she works is like a health and benefits place. And so like that's what they do. And so I'm like,
oh, it's like, okay, you guys are the ones that should know better versus like a mom and pop that has an HR shop. Yeah.
It's not like Reese's grocery store down the street for me. It's like they have over 10,000 employees.
Yikes. Well, she's adding value already.
I know. She started laughing because she was like, my boss told me I'm now the ServiceNow expert on our team because I know you. I was like, okay, that works.
You think she'd be willing to come on as a guest and tell us about her experience?
She probably would if I asked her.
Might be something if you could bring it up.
Yeah, I'll be like, you can't say your company's name. You can't do. That's why I haven't said it. I'll tell you who it is on the other side.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, because if you tell me, then I might slip up. So
maybe, but no, it's just been funny. So for me, because she's like, I never knew what you did for a living. I just knew you did stuff with ServiceNow, and I was like,
welcome to my world.
Just like all I know is she works in benefits. I don't really know. I make her read our benefits every year to be like, do I want this?
I hated the benefits enrollment. I have to read through it all because I don't want to miss anything, but it's so boring.
I know. I switched to David's this year, so he got to read it all.
Nice. Oh, you delegated. Well, so we have some stuff to look forward to next week, but this week maybe another quiet week. Maybe. Knock on wood. That episode 59 will be the next one we record. Mm-hmm. Hope you're excited.
I'm pumped.
We're in March now.
But
What'd you say?
So we may need to read.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
But it will still happen.
It'll still come out for everybody else like a week later or so.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
I'll try.
and we'll be thinking positive thoughts for your HRSD friend.
Yes.
Or lack of HRSD friend.
Stress for her.
We'll all send her good wishes.
Yes. Good vibes.
Cool. Well, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Take care.